All right, everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Bourbon Life Postcast. I'm your host, Mark, and with me, as always, is my good friend, Matt. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Mark, I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing very, 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 very well. Obviously, been drinking a little bit tonight.
Yeah, you kind of slurred that first very there.
I did, but you know what? Well, I don't want to get too much into it till we get into it, right? So
let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Tell everybody who we had with us tonight.
We had double the trouble, double the fun tonight on the show. We had Jacob Call, the master distiller from Green River Distilling Company, and we also had Dave McElveen.
Yep.
Yes, from Bradshaw Bourbon. I got his name right. With us tonight as well. So we had two guests for you all on this episode of the show, and we got to taste through quite a bit of the stuff. So what did we taste, Mark?
Well, we started out with the newest distillate. This will be their first release from Green River Distilling under their own name. This is their Kentucky Straight Bourbon. This is actually 4 years old, 100 proof. So guess what?
Bottled and bond.
That's right. First release, man. That's pretty, it's
a bold way to start it, but a great foot to start on. It's bottled and bond, nothing to hide behind.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say much about what we thought about it, right? Because I'll have to listen to the podcast on Friday.
We're not going to give
it away.
Come on.
But so we had that, and then we moved on to another distillate from Green River. This is called Yellow Banks, and this was made in conjunction with the Kentucky Corn Growers Association. Really cool. So they give back a portion of the proceeds back to the Kentucky farmers. And Jacob, actually, who is an 8th generation Kentuckian and 3rd generation master distiller.
8th generation master distiller.
Oh, that's right.
8th generation farmer.
Oh, right.
8th generation Kentuckian.
There you go. 8th generation everything. So he's a farmer as well. So
crazy eights.
Yeah, crazy eights. So anyway, so this is in conjunction with Kentucky Corn Growers Association, and portion of the proceeds go back to that group, which is really cool. And then what we finish it out with?
And then we finished it off with batch number 2 of Bradshaw Bourbon.
Ryan, you said Dave. Ryan McElveen.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Ryan McElveen.
Ryan, not Dave.
I just wait.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know either, man, but that just hit me. Go ahead. Tell them about the Bradshaw Bourbon, man.
And so we finished with Bradshaw Bourbon's batch number 2 at 103.8 proof. And this was, again, a distillate from Jacob Call at Green River Distilling Company, and done in collaboration with them and the Bradshaw Bourbon, which is Terry Bradshaw's bourbon brand.
Yeah, that's right. You guys may have heard of Terry Bradshaw, maybe, if you're old enough to know. But, like me, he was a, Pittsburgh Steeler, 4-time Super Bowl champion, but released his own brand of bourbon. And I think a lot of preconceived notions about this, Matt, would you say?
Yeah, I think there was a lot. A lot of people wondering if it was worth it.
Yeah, but we've had celebrity,
We've had a couple celebrity athlete brands, and we won't tell you what we thought of this one. We'll make you listen to it.
Right.
But it was a good experiment.
You may be surprised.
You may be.
Maybe.
You may be. It's received some accolades from other places. We won't tell you what we thought, but there's more to it than just the label.
Yep. And Matt, I'm surprised you didn't say anything about the fact I shaved off my beard.
I was going to let the
whole
camera
podcast
do the talking.
The whole podcast, you didn't say anything about it, but it's gone. The beard of bourbon knowledge and power is gone. So I don't know. I went from 75 back to like 53, right? So anyway.
Change of the seasons.
That's right. Springtime is just too much to bear. But we had a good time, man. We really did. Jacob and Ryan, just two solid guys. And we hope to have more with Ryan from Bradshaw Bourbon probably in a couple months. I think we're going to have another episode just dedicated specifically to them. That's the hope anyway.
Yep.
He promised us he'd make it happen, but you need to check out the podcast. If you're not familiar with Green River and what they're putting out, these brands, you probably heard of Bradshaw Bourbon, but especially their new Bottled and Bond that's going to be coming out later this year. Just a really good time.
Yeah, super fun to talk to Jacob and Ryan as well, learn about everything that they're both doing and what's coming up in the future. And I think both of them have pretty bright futures ahead of them.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. So, Matt, before we wrap it up, anything else you want to add?
Hey, thank you all for tuning in to the Postcast and also for listening to our podcast. If you are not a subscriber, we'd love to have you subscribe on our YouTube channel. where Mark's going to put a button right here.
Oh, it's going to be, wait, hold on. No,
where
we're
is
going to
it?
do it. It's going to be like, subscribe, and notifications.
So you can go ahead and do all of that on YouTube. And check us out on your favorite podcasting platform. We are everywhere you want us to be.
That's
and
right.
Probably a lot of places you don't.
That's right.
So thank you all so much for all your continued support. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely do. Check us out, thebourbonlife.net, our new website. So check that out. Matt, I'm not going to wrap us up and send us home with our tagline because I screwed it up last time. But we appreciate you guys watching the Postcast and really appreciate all your support. So check us out on Friday when we drop the new episode of the Bourbon Life Podcast.